Now the energy entrapped by the membranous grana in the presence of sunlight is converted into ATP and NADP and is stored in this form, and the enzymatic reactions which take place in stroma. What is the main enzymatic reaction? That is reduction of carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide is reduced to the simple sugars by utilizing the energy which was entrapped by grana in the presence of sunlight. तो ये जो ATP और NADP प्रोड्यूस हुए थे, इनको उन्हीं ATP और NADP को यूज करके carbon dioxide is reduced to the simple sugars like glucose, fructose or any other sugar. These series of reactions which require the presence of sunlight or which take place only in the presence of sunlight, these are called the light reactions. And the series of reactions which are not directly dependent upon the sunlight, that is the mainly is the reduction of carbon dioxide, these are termed as the dark reactions. Before going into the detail of the light reactions and dark reactions, let us discuss some of the important definitions. The first definition is quantum yield or quantum requirement. What is the meaning of quantum yield and quantum requirement? It is, we know that solar radiations, when they reach to Earth, they have two portions. Solar radiations, they consist of visible radiations, ultraviolet and infrared radiations. Visible radiations whose wavelength is 390 to 780 nanometer, and the radiations whose wavelength is less than 390 nanometer or more than 780 nanometer. Solar radiations, they are secreted in the form of, they are present in the form of discrete particles called photons. Yani the particles which carry energy, solar energy, these are called photons. And energy contained in one photon is called quantum. The number of quanta required for production of one molecule of oxygen is called quantum requirement. हमारे पास क्या इक्वेशन है फोटोसिंथेसिस की? Carbon dioxide plus water in the presence of sunlight and green pigment chlorophyll. It produces simple sugars, and in this process oxygen is released as a byproduct plus energy is also released. The quantum of energy required to liberate one molecule of oxygen during photosynthesis, this is called quantum requirement. Let us repeat. The number of quanta required for production of or for release of one molecule of oxygen is called quantum requirement, or this is called quantum yield. And it has been established that 8 quanta are required to evolve one molecule of oxygen. So this is the quantum yield or quantum requirement. The next definition is photosynthetic unit. Photosynthetic unit is the minimum number of pigment molecules required. Minimum number of pigment molecules required which can act cooperatively in a photochemical reaction to produce 1 molecule of oxygen. Photosynthetic unit is the minimum number of pigment molecules required which can act cooperatively to produce 1 molecule of oxygen. यानी कि कितने क्लोरोफिल मॉलिक्यूल्स रिक्वायर्ड हैं ताकि वो एक साथ मिलके काम करें, एक साथ मिलके सोलर एनर्जी को एंट्रैप करें कि 1 मॉलिक्यूल ऑफ ऑक्सीजन प्रोड्यूस हो सके. And it has been established that the photosynthetic unit is, that is 230 chlorophyll molecules are required which can act cooperatively to produce 1 molecule of oxygen.